today. I believe that my speech today is going to pertain to all of us in the near future, whether it be some of us have kids on the way soon or within the next 5 to 10 years. Now, my speech is on how to teach a child how to be a good team player. Now, as we become parents, all of us will have kids, majority of us at least, and we will be experiencing the concepts of our kids wanting to join sports and wanting to have a good time just having fun playing games. Now, one thing that I've realized emphasizing on a child at a young age is as they're growing up, when they want to become a team player for a team, they've got to understand that giving respect not only to their teammates, but to their coach and to the parents of other players on the team is essential. Not only is it essential at a young age, but it's also essential as they grow up into the real world that we live in today. As the majority of us, I believe, have played sports, and we've individually become more well-rounded because of us playing sports. Being more respectful, being more understanding of what happens on and off the field. Now, whether it be badminton, baseball, two totally different sports, but the same concept applies, being a good team player. Now, teaching kids the ethics of not cheating while they're playing sports, not being a bully while they're playing sports, and always being positive, whether their teammates are doing well or bad. Now, being a coach since I was a freshman in high school, I've realized that there are some kids who will come out into the court and, well, majority of the things that I've coached is basketball, so that's been my experience. But some kids will come out on the court and they'll get mad at each other. Now, one thing that I did to fix that was that, now, when that kid made a mistake, the one who pointed it out to the other teammate, I told him, hey, now, I'm going to have your teammate come up to you and tell you that you did a bad job. Now, does that make you feel better in any way, is it going to affect your performance? Of course it will. Now, rather than telling him to get a bad job, I'm going to have him come over here and tell you that what you did, you can always improve on. Okay? Being a good team player is not only going to affect them while they're playing sports, but also in the classroom. When we do group projects, we need to be good team players, right? So being in a group, you have to understand that there's some people you're not going to get along with, there's some people you're not going to know, but regardless of that fact, you've got to understand that being a good team player is going to be essential to having success with your team. Now, there's a lot of teams that you can see the best player is pointing out, I'm the best player and stuff, or whatnot. But the thing is that he's just one player. Now, what does it take to win a game? It doesn't take one player, but it takes a team. Now, his teamwork and ethics weren't right, but yet his teammates were overshadowed by him. Now, as the season progressed, say their team lost. Why? Because that individual player was never, motivating his other teammates. His other teammates didn't play to their full potential because his work ethics and his team, character as an individual, displaying himself to his teammates and to his coach that he's, not a good team player. Now, not only being a good team player is important, also understanding that the game of whatever sport you're playing, you have to understand that as well. Now, someone who comes in as a new player and someone who's been playing the sport for many years, it's going to be hard for that individual to understand that things are going to be much more difficult for that person to try and understand the ethics of the game. Now, being a good team player, that child can go up to that child and say, hey, you know what, if you want, I can show you how to do this and that, whatever time, wherever it is that you'd like to have, some time to, so I can help you out. Now, with that being said, the child can also imply that into their schooling, into their job as they get older, and then when they become a parent, they can also show their child one day on how to be a good team player. Now, all of us, bringing back to the point of how all of us will be parents one day, the majority of us at least. Now, how would it make you feel if you didn't know how to show your child how to be a good team player? See, now, some of us played sports, some of us didn't. For those of us who did, the majority of us know how to be a good team player. For those of you who haven't, you guys are going to be a bit more of a dilemma trying to show your child how to be a good team player. One thing that I can give you here today is that remember the fact that no matter what sport it is, whether it be a sport such as golf, which has no team, but yet who brings the there's equipment with them. Now, yeah, that's not a team per se, but that individual the caddy, who brings their equipment around, they're technically a team. It's them two together, okay? That person can say, the caddy can say to the golf player, hey, you know what? That last shot looks like it was a bit off. Maybe if you aim it a bit this way, or swing it that way, because they'll have some knowledge of the game since they're around you all the time. Now, when the day comes that all your kids are playing sports, no matter what it is, where it's at, just remember the fact that your child is still learning, and they're going to want to learn how to be a good team player. Now, they're going to be oblivious to the fact of what that is until they play the sport. And once they have, they'll have that understanding on how to be a good team player, not only on and off the court, but in life. Because the most emphasis for that is that throughout life, there's going to be struggles, but being a good team player is going to get you through anything.